Quick enough. Welcome everybody to the NEBA group, and we are so excited to have Jeannie Assante here with us today. And so, Jeannie, tell us about your business.
Well, good morning, everyone. And Electra, thank you for the amazing introduction. Totally appreciate you and this networking group. I'll tell you, I can't believe that it's been almost a little over a year now since I've been on this group, and it's just really incredible that I can't imagine not being here every single Tuesday. It actually hurts me when I don't show up because I feel like I'm missing everything that's going on. But with that being said, my name is Jeannie Assante. The name of my company is Babs. Big Apple Benefits and Savings. But what I want to talk about first, I want to talk about me a little bit. I don't really talk about me a lot, but I do want to tell you guys just a little bit about me. I am a mom of three amazing men. I have an amazing, great, awesome man in my life that's been with me for a very long time. God bless his little soul. And I tell you, it's just really interesting how my children have blessed me with amazing, amazing grandchildren, three of them. They're so great. They're like, when people say they would have started there, I believe it. I totally believe that they would have started with grandchildren. It's such a free, loving space. And I can't imagine not having them in my life. So, with that being said, everything I do and every thought I have and every word I speak, it's with them in mind. I think it's important that we keep our children in the know of what goes on in our lives so that they know that they have choices as well as we did, and we do, and we take. With that, I want to talk a little bit about impact healthcare sharing today. And why? Well, I shared a little bit in the rooms today how important it is to have healthcare that not only covers you when you're going for your regular checkups, because they all do that, but covers you when you're in need. You don't want to find out when you're in the back of an ambulance that you're going to have an ulcer at the end of the whole thing because your bills and your Medicare, your medical payments, and any kind of medical care that you thought you had, you didn't have. You want to know what's out there. You want to talk about it. You want to mow it over. And I know it's a challenge. I understand. I look at healthcare previously and I say to myself, oh my gosh, I can't believe I got to go through this again. It's December. We got to pick this and we got to figure it out. Or we're told what we're going to get and it's not really what we need and not really what we want, but we just don't feel we have a choice. Let me tell you what the choices can be for you. Okay. So if you're employed by someone or your significant other, husband, wife is employed by someone and you get your health care through them, but you're not happy with that health care for some reason, know that you don't have to stay with that health care. You do have choices. It doesn't matter if you come with the health care that I'm representing or with another healthcare and another company, you do have those choices. And you can always negotiate with your employer, their employer, what the terms are going to be for you to get that. And I think that's one of the best pieces of information I can give you today is that you're not stuck. You're not stuck in any position. Like your car insurance, you're never stuck with it, right? It might be something you stay with because you're comfortable there, but you're not stuck with it. So you want to be able to make sure that you know that and that the options are out there. And I want to also, say to people in this room is that I'm doing healthcare and I really got into the game of healthcare because I found it to be overwhelming for myself. I found it to be something that I just didn't want to do every year. I found that it was becoming so expensive. I mean, it's getting really close to my mortgage payment every month. I was like, what? What? Are you crazy? I would rather buy another house, I think, right? Than pay somebody else's house. And, I know there's a boat out in the ocean somewhere that, the CEO has, and it's great that he's able to do that. I don't begrudge anyone for making a good living. Absolutely not 100%, but at least put my name on the boat. I'm paying for it. Right. So it's so important that we know that those options are available for you. And so I'm going to say this to you out of my own experience. When I first came across Impact Healthcare, I opted for a few years not to have healthcare. I think I almost gave my children heart attacks. Thank God they had healthcare, right? Because they were like, "Oh my goodness, mom, are you crazy? You're getting older. What if something happens? Yada yada yada." Right? So I gave the money to my son, and he's very smart, thank God. And he parlayed it where I had a little bit of a nest egg, but still not enough. That if something catastrophic should have happened, I definitely would have been in a bad financial position. By the way, the number one financial bankruptcy, the reason for that, guess what? Medical bills. That is the number one reason that people go bankrupt. That's the number one reason that they have no money in their account. That's the number one reason why families break apart, because financial burdens. That's the number one reason why people just don't know how and even be able to see the day of light to get out of what they're in. So I just wanted to share that with you. But when I first came across it, I was still searching for insurance. Every so often, I poke my head in, and then I just run because it was just so crazy. I didn't like it, and I was being offered $1,300 a month payment to have healthcare insurance with a $10,000 deductible. So, guys, I don't know if I'm unique or not in this room, but if I go to the doctor twice a year, that's a big year for me. That's like my doctor goes like this: "Oh my God, you missed me. You came back." He's just like, how is that that you came back a second time this year? So I never met that $10,000 deductible ever in all my years, like never. And I'm sure there's so many people in this room, same thing. But they give the $10,000 deductible because it is, believe it or not, after $1,300, it's the cheaper payment. There's higher payments out there if you get a lower deductible. So when this particular insurance company came my way, Impact Healthcare Sharing, they said to me that I can pay less than $400 and have a $2,500 deductible. And I went, okay, yeah, sure. What's the bridge you want to sell me next, right? I was like, that can't be happening. Everybody else is telling me somewhere between 13 to 1600, and you're coming in at less than four. And you're lowering my deductible by more than three quarters. Something, I'm missing something. What am I missing? But they kept telling me that it was great. And I kept saying, you know what? I'm going to try it. Because I figure this way, if you're not a customer of your own product, like how good is your product? Unless it's really something you don't need, right? So you want to be able to say from experience what happened. Well, a year went by and I realized that this healthcare program was amazing. I got a free wellness program. I'm paying less than 400 a month still. Price has never raised. I get a free blood, not free blood work. I get money towards my blood work. I'm able to choose my doctor, not from a list that they give me, because that's not choosing. When somebody gives you a list and said, "Hey, you have the choice of anyone on this list, and your doctor's on this list," that's not a choice. But I get to choose my doctor. So I didn't have to change my doctor, which was really great. I get to choose where my medical gets taken care of, what hospital I want to go to, what programs I want to be on. I get a health and wellness bonus every month just by joining a gym. You don't even have to go, but you get the bonus because you joined it, right? And you have so many different options here. It takes care of families. It takes care, and deductible, by the way, is for family. It's not for one person. So know that if you have a family of two, three, four, and before you had a deductible of 10,000 or 7,500, now your deductible can go down to 2,500, and yet not have to pay the money that you were paying before and be able to survive through your month. Now let's think about that for a second, right? $1,300 minus the 400, that's $900 a month I got back in my checking account every month. What will you do with $900 every single month? I know what I'm doing with it. What are you doing with it? What would you do with it? How much would that change your lifestyle every single month if I can do that for you? Right? So in either case, I went on it. I found that it was a great program. I started advocating it, and I found that people really didn't know anything about impact healthcare sharing. They thought that, oh my gosh, they heard little tidbits here and little tidbits there. And I like to tailor what it's all about. So I'm not going to give you a whole thing here, but I will tell you this. Everyone was surprised that when they decided to become part of impact healthcare sharing, that it actually worked. Like I was surprised. It actually works. It's something that they're telling you what it is. They're telling you exactly how it is. They're not sugarcoating it. They're not hiding anything. They're not pretending to be anything. They are there for you, for your family, for the patient, for whoever it is that needs the program at the time. And the things that really excited me about Impact Healthcare is that it was a month-to-month program. I wasn't stuck for a year. You choose your healthcare in December and you can't do anything till next December, but leave it. And then you think you can't go anywhere else. You can leave, join, leave, join, leave. You get the program, right? Impact any time of the year that you want. There is no time to sign up. There is no time that you have to wait till. There's no limit on anything except for if you're pregnant. you can't be pregnant when you join. That's the only thing. So beside that, because they'll take care of the baby after the baby's born, but they won't take care of you through the pregnancy. I just found that out, which is interesting. But I want to say that even though I'm with Impact Healthcare Sharing, I did have a client that came to me and it was in the exact same position. And I'll thank Jane very much for that referral. And they lost their insurance 3 months before the baby was going to be born. Now, can you imagine insurance companies just dropping you 3 months before your child is coming into the world? That's stressful enough that you're having a baby, stressful enough that you're adding to your family, the blessing that it can be, but there's a lot of decisions you to make. And now you got to worry about the health care that you're going to get while you're bringing this baby into the world. So because I was in the healthcare world, I wasn't able to help him, unfortunately, with the pregnancy. However, I was able to guide him to show him how he can be covered during this short period of time until the baby is born and then be able to go on impact and save not hundreds, thousands of dollars a month. Do you think that changed his lifestyle just a little bit, having a brand new baby coming into the world? That's a lot. That's a lot going on. And I think it's so important that there are so many people out there that we know there are so many people out there that we are able to help with that. So with all that being said, I know that it was a little more heartfelt than it was business, but I love doing by the heart. I think it's important that we know that things come from here before they come from here. And I'm pointing to my pocket. Please reach out to me. My information's in the chat. Let's figure out how we can make your day, your month, your life much better than it is today. Jeannie Assante with Babs. Big Apple Benefits and Savings, hailing from New York. Thank you so much, everyone.